Oy Zayin. Atifra Inyan in them to explain the above from a deeper perspective. Das was die Shleimus Hagula kommt durch them. The reason that the Shleimus Hagula comes about was the Avodah von Yidin is an amatzav von Siluk Ashchina u'mele begias atzum kanal. As we explained earlier, that the Geula is going to come when the Yidin carry out the Eibishter's Avodah while the Shechina is withdrawn, and therefore is dependent solely on the Yidin's own initiative. As is nitzli ba'zaitik eshayches from the Oifen Avodah to the Geula. It's not merely because there is a side connection between the manner in which to the Avodah to the Geula, nor weil davk in der Avodah is tole haketz von azag Geula nitzli shenachar Geulas. Instead, it's specifically this type of Avodah that will bring about the end of days, an internal redemption that is never to be followed by Geulas. In order for the redemption to be internal, unshinuim, without any unchanging, the Avodah von Yidin was bring the Geula sein me'in zeh and even von loy shanisi unshinuim. So since we want the Geula to be in a way that's unchanged, so therefore the Avodah that the Jewish people will bring the Geula must also be of that nature, constant, unwavering, and unfaltering. When did it therefore? Shas the Avodah wird getan mitzad the silo nomailo nit begias atzmei, where the Avodah to be motivated from assistance from above and not stemming from a person's own work, then there will not be an internal dimension in the Avodah. When the silo nomailo is on this alam. However, when the silo nomailo is away, it's gone. So if you're dependent on the Siyoma Maila, so it's possible that if the assistance above would cease, it's like a crutch, then the person might stumble and descend spiritually. Specifically when the Avodah comes, because a arousal from below, a person's own initiative is via davar miskayim, is via davar miskayim. So then it becomes something which is lasting. When the fire brings, therefore, it brings about the Geula that is also lasting, one that is internal, not to be followed. So what we explained in Zion is that in order for the Geula, the reason why Yaakov wanted to migal the cats, Yaakov said, okay, let there be a siyum maila. And what did the Eibishter say? No, in order for the Geula to occur, that it should be a shenachar Geulas, it has to be the Avodah solely from the Yidden, no siyum maila. Why? Because if there's a siyum maila, so it's not shleimus Avodah. And if, God forbid, this siyua ceases, then the person can be a mamish a yedid. So dafka, specifically when the Avodah comes from Susa Lasato with his own chaos, then it becomes a davar miskayim, and it's everlasting and it's internal, not to be followed by exile. Ches. Based on the above question, a question arises from the opposite perspective. Was ist Svares Yaakov Melchatchila? Was Bikish Megala sein im Kestim Banav? B'shas as das volt gerim given azati sevas aveda was nit kein siba mas imus to the Geula mitzvos. Now, the Rebbe says, now that I just explained this whole beer of chaos with the Atzmei, so what was Yaakov's logic at the outset in desiring to reveal when Mashiach will come to his sons, when this knowledge would bring about an increased Aveda that was not appropriate to bring about the ultimate Geula? So the Rebbe says, you can explain this, Yaakov's logic, using concepts explained in Chassidus. It says, Yadua as Madrigas Yaakov bis Atzilus. It's known that Yaakov is identified in the realm of Atzilus. Was his Elam Achdus on the Achrei Habir, the realm of absolute oneness with Hashem, where the existence that allows for the possibility of selfhood has already been totally refined, and Elikus pervades all beings in Atzilus. Ibadah by Yaakov Yishel Achrei Habir Fratzon Mochis Tapusi. When there is given Metachos Shtem Musai, so since Yaakov had already undergone this refinement, and particularly this applies close to the passing when he reached the ultimate level of perfection, and he's completed his own individual Aveda entirely and accomplished everything that was expected from his own initiative. is by him, Kavshala is by him, that in from Gilead gets Pel Nari Saf the several times of. So for him, the Gilead, when the end of Mashiach will come, could only increase the perfection of Aveda. High time at Yaakov Gevolt Megalas and in Ketz Eichlovanov. But for this reason, Yaakov wanted to Megala when Mashiach will come to his children. On them as Eich Bonov and in their Madriga. He thought, or he was under the assumption that his kids are the same Madriga. In other words, Yaakov Mitzad himself was at the level of Atzilus, he was at the Shlemistik Aveda. So for him he was he finished all his Aveda. So the idea of the Gila Ketz would only be parallelly suffered in his perfection in his Aveda. And Yaakov was under the assumption that his children were also at the Madriga. Umi the Gemara is Mamshech. As B'shas Yaakov the Zen, as the Statim in the Shechina, or the Niki Ken Begalazan and Keslevanov, had the Gleis Gezak, Shem Mechas V'Shalom, Yesh B'mitasi Pasel. So, and that's why the Gemara says that the minute that the Shechina withdrew from him, and he cannot reveal when Mashiach will come to his sons, he immediately said that Chas V'Shalom, that maybe there's a blemish in my children. He was taken aback from the realization that his kids were not at his Madriga. But Bizeh, but in Oich verstehen die zwei Dees analysis base, see their cats is Oich when Yaakov stop nistam geworden other than it. Now, based on this, we could possibly understand we brought down two opinions whether Mashiach, the knowledge, was withheld also from Yaakov or not. The Medrash zog as niskas and nistam imen the cats. The Medrash maintains that the knowledge was withheld. It was literally blocked from Yaakov. While the Ebershter had gewollt as Oich Yaakov soll dembled the Herren die Meile von Aveda Bekeach Atzmei. Because according to the Medrash, the Ebershter wanted Yaakov to appreciate the virtue of one's own initiative. Or they mit anweisen the one of the Meile in their Aveda wenn sie wel nicht wissen dem Ketz. This way, he would be able to show his sons the virtue of the Aveda without knowing when Mashiach will come. Now, that's according to the Medrash. So, according to the Medrash, Niskasa, the knowledge of when Mashiach will come was also withheld from who? From Yaakov. Why? Because the Ebershter wanted that Yaakov should appreciate what does it mean, Keach Atzmei. And this, he'll be able to show his children the Maila of Aveda without knowing the end of days. Das Hashas is, however, the Gemara's opinion is, as the Stalker, that maintains that Yaakov knew when Mashiach will come, just that the divine presence withdrew from Yaakov. And not that he lost the awareness of when the end of days would arrive, as explained above. Since Yaakov already, according to the Gemara, possessed the virtue, this ultimate virtue, was had sich aufgetan by Barav durch Stimas HaKetz. So Yaakov already possessed this virtue that his sons would achieve through carrying out the Avodah, while the knowledge of when Mashiach would arrive was hidden from him. Yeah, so that's the difference of opinions between the Medrash and the Shas. The Rebbe says in Tess, Afa as the Ebershter gefiert as Yaakov soll nicht megalas and Kestelvarov. Now, even though Hashem prevented Yaakov from revealing when Mashiach will come to his sons, aber von dem was Bikesh Yaakov the Galis, sein dik am Merkabel Ratzner Elgin, Kanal Sivbeis, is verstandig as der Bikesh the Galis, Ketzimin, is echt demult gewinn behessen zu Ratzner Elgin. Now, even though Yaakov was prevented from revealing when Mashiach will come, nevertheless, since Yaakov was a Merkabel for Hashem, as explained above, the fact that Yaakov initially desired to reveal when Mashiach would arrive indicates that such desire was, even at that time, in accordance with the Ratzon Elyon, with Hashem's will. Noch mehr, furthermore, Balas by Balas Abakosha for not Tzaddik. Since a wish of a Tzaddik was certainly not going unanswered, so Yaakov's desire certainly had an effect even here on the physical plane. Moreover, the fact that this request is recorded in Torah, which we know Torah's Miloshin Haidah instructions, indicates that it serves a everlasting lesson in all generations. That be min gefin by Moshe Rabbeinu. Zafal pizan bakoshev eschanan gamer eberno ve'ero gamer ufzutan by Yidin le'iyah in Elikus. As you find a parallel, Moshe wanted to go into Eretz Yisrael. So what does he say? I entreated, let me cross over and see Eretz Yisrael. He desired to go into Eretz Yisrael. So desired to enter Eretz Yisrael so that he could bring the Yid into a state of not only hearing but also seeing Hashem. Und der field geworden. Hashem did not fulfill his request. While Yidden damals on a given ro nor to Shmiya Bati so Shema. Why? Because Yidden were only holding at the level of Shema, of hearing. They were not holding at the level that they could see Likus. That's right, and hat sein Bakosha of Gutan, as bei Ihnen soll sein, that in Ihnen had Iruch, and it's Makavak upon him, and by Yechidus Skula, Iruch in his Poland, in this. Nevertheless, Moshe's request enabled the level of seeing Hashem, the Jewish people, at least in a Makav way, an encompassing manner, and also to be internalized by certain select individuals. So the similar concept can be explained regarding Yaakov. Thus was Bikesh the Galas as Hakes had aufgetan by Yidden as they zone kennen der Gration zu Gile Ketz b'derech Makib. Yaakov's desire to reveal when Mashiach will come, his desire made it possible for the Yidden to appreciate Mashiach at least in a Makav way, in an encompassing way. In other words, Avodas Hashem and even von Cheres Meumas Elam Ma'itzara und bei Cheres Skula ich befindings. In other words, his desire made it possible for the Yidden to appreciate when Mashiach will come in a Makav way. It gave him the potential to sense, in a certain level, the mindset of that future era when the Avodah will be carried out in a state of freedom without the constraints stemming from the non-Jews and the Yetzer Hara. And by select individuals, this is an internal awareness. And it's possible to explain that for this reason, over the course of history, many of the Gedolim, the Rasab, the Sadigoy, the Rambam, and others gave dates when Mashiach would come, because by doing so, they were conveying in a makiftic way the possibility to access when Mashiach will come. Okay, last Sif. Now, the Rebbe says in Yud. When their fun is Eicha Yidof and Ali Yidin the Chaladetis. It's a lesson for all Yidin in every generation. As Dar Zayda Yidin from Bikish Legalis Ketzi Yamin. It's necessary to seek to reveal when Mashiach will come. Ayid Dar Vilun Betin. As Al Zayn Gili Aketz. Ayid has to desire and ask, when will Mashiach come? Was thus Gufa Bakoshin, these Benes Bezek, Itasiyu V'idut, Rab in Avodas Hashem. That request and that meditation gives aid and encouragement in Avodas Hashem. We can see this in reality. So Nizak Ayidin, Ot Kum Mashiach, and Vivant Mashiach now is this Pela Azidus very self and Avodas Hashem. When Azidus, you say to Yeser, as all Zayin, Nit Zayin, as es all Nit Zayin, Ken Inye for Shem Yigrin, was a Chas Rishon for Halt and Bias and Mashiach. So when we're told, Ot Kum Mashiach, and we want Mashiach now, this encourages and motivates them to increase the Avodah and pay more careful attention to the conduct of maybe the sin will affect, and Hashem forbid, let Mashiach's arrival. In the present era, there's an additional factor. The Torah says, the Gemara says, the Torah is the Torah's emes, and says all the appointed times for the end of Mashiach have passed, and the matter is dependent on Tshuva. The Gemara says, as the Ketchishin verlangde. Now, the simple meaning is that the appointed time for Mashiach had to arrive was long ago. It's necessary in Tshuva to have this, the ker from Tshuva. You have to have this b'shai techada, 1 hour, which can be interpreted in one ker, one turn. It was bring the miyad hinigon, which will bring immediately the Yidin to be redeemed, miyad mamish, now, bagol didan in our times.